my name is Ashley and welcome back to my channel, Worth to Read, where we talk about books that are worth your time reading. I would like to say thank you to everyone who sent me comments, love, prayers, and support with my previous video talking about losing my job. Like I said in the end of the video, I have found another job. I was hired. I've been there for about 3 weeks now, and it was a blessing to be able to leave one job that I've been for 11 years that I love so much and move into my new job that I'm just like, I don't know if this is really for me, but I have no problem with it being a transition job. And that's what it is. I feel like it is. I'm a firm believer in the higher power moving you in a direction that you wouldn't necessarily move into just to get you out of your comfortable zone, so that you can grow and be bigger. And I think that's what's happening to me right now. Because of me losing my job, I'm focusing a lot on my businesses, my brand, my dance team, and developing them more and things like that. I miss my babies. I had our first dance practice and I cried like a child. And they cried, and we just all cried together because we hadn't seen each other in almost a month. And you go to seeing these children every day of their lives for almost 11 years to not seeing them at all, and it just hit us. But that being said, I'm glad to be out of that toxic situation, and I'm moving on. So today's video is a book review on a book that I should have read earlier this year, and a small book haul, Amazon book haul. So let's get right into it. Guys, I finally have read On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Now, we all know that I'm a huge Angie Thomas fan. I have 3 copies of The Hate U Give, and this is her second major published release on the come up. And of course, as The Hate U Give, as big as that was, this is going to be big as well. They're already starting a movie on this. And I'm going to talk about this book. It will not be a long review. I loved it. I give it 4 stars, which is 1 star less than I gave The Hate U Give. I gave The Hate U Give 5 stars, like, boom. I give this 4 stars, and I will let you know why. The Come Up by Angie Thomas is a book based on a character named Brianna. Everybody calls her Bree. And she lives in a state of confusion right now in her life. Her mother, who was a past drug addict, is working hard to build a life for her and her brother, and things aren't quite working out the way that her mother intends them to. So they're coming on hard times. Her mother loses her job, and they're struggling, like struggling. Like, no food in the house, struggling. Lights shut off, struggling. They're struggling. And Bree has this talent of rapping. She's, I don't want to say a rapper, more so a lyricist. And there's a difference, real quick. To me, a lyricist is more of a poet, a writer, a storyteller. A rapper puts words together on a beat and it just goes. That's my definition. This difference between a lyricist and a rapper. Take it as you may, but that's how I feel. And Bree is more of a lyricist. She constantly thinks of words, how to combine words, what words go well together, how to tell a story, how to portray things. And she had a talent for it. Her dad, who was killed when she was very young, was a known neighborhood rapper who was on the rise. And she has his same talent and his same drive, and in her mind, rapping is what is going to save her family. And she's focused on that because everything around her is, in her mind and in reality, is working against her. Her mom loses her job. Her brother is was a psychology major in college and graduates from college and wants to go to grad school, but he feels the obligation to stay home and help contribute to the household funds, and she feels guilty about that, and all she wants to do is rap, and she sees rap as a way to save her family. And of course, when you're reaching for your goals and you're trying to achieve them, it just seems like every obstacle that could possibly fall in your way tries to do so at that very moment. And in this book, that's what Bree is fighting against. She's fighting against her mother, who really does not want her to go into this industry because that's how she feels like her father was taken from her. Because of that, she's fighting with her best friends who want her to do something that they want her to do, and I'm not going to get into that. But she's fighting against her brother, who feels as though she should be focusing more on school and less on rap. And the only person in her life that really supports her in her dream is her aunt. But her aunt is also in the street life. She's in the gang, and she doesn't want her niece to fall into that world, so she's trying to push her into this rapping career and being an advocate for her rapping. I usually go into much more details about the book, but I'm trying to limit that because I really want you to read it for yourself. It's an excellent book. What I loved about it is Angie Thomas kept the same environment that was in The Hate You Give. So they're still in the same neighborhood. There's still the two gangs, the Lord Disciples and the Garden Disciples and the Crown Lords. I think I'm getting those names right, but they're still the two gangs and they're still battling each other. She references the death of one of the characters The Hate You Give is about. She references that. So it's a lot of callbacks from The Hate You Give in this book, which I love when authors, merge books together, whereas though you do not have to read. This is not a sequel to Hate You Give. Total standalone book. But it references Hate You Give. And I love that. I love the being able to be like, oh, she's talking, the main character is talking about the situation that happened in The Hate You Give. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that Brianna had a rough life. It was a stereotypical life, I think, for people in that environment, but she did have people also in her corner, like her grandparents, who, they didn't have money, but they had more. So her mom at one point drops her and her brother off to her grandparents and disappears and goes on like this drug bender for a couple years. And she had a foundation. She was able to have people to raise her, to veer her in the right direction when her mom decided to check out. And I was grateful that, this character wasn't all alone, that she did have someone to lean on and family members to help out. There were things I did not like about this book. I felt like, and this is me and my thing about young adults and novels, I just feel like they all, and it might be real, this might be a teenager thing, and I might just be lapsing on the fact that it happened to me. I did it as well. But I hate when teenagers make bad decisions in books and then keep on making bad decisions and nobody says, wait, let me talk to somebody about this. I'm digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, but nobody says, let me talk to somebody about this. Let me talk to an adult. And I guess I know that's what happens in real life. So, but when you read in the book, it's just like, dang, if she just went left instead of going right, this whole situation would have never happened. And I guess it's not a bad thing about the book because it's reality, but I just need these characters to be smarter than that. Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves. That's the only reason I gave it 4 stars instead of 5. I did find myself continuously reading this book. I did not want to put it down. I read it really quickly. It was just a great book. It's a great book. I give it 4 stars. It's a must read. Her writing, Angie's style is very easy to read. So you'll find yourself flying through it because it's not a difficult read. It's always something happening. It's always something that you don't want to put it down because you want to know what's going to happen next. And I love that type of author because it allows you to read the book effortlessly. And again, that's what I said. She's an effortless writer, so you can be an effortless reader. Now, it would not be an Angie Thomas book without there being some kind of social drama, some kind of mishap that happens. And in the book, Bree was attacked by her school's security, which blows up into this big socially conscious thing about mistreating people of color in predominantly white schools. And I like how she touched on the subject, but she didn't make this book about that subject. So she wove it in there without making that the main topic of the book, because the main topic is this girl is trying to chase her dream and get it as hard as she can to support her family. So that's the main topic, but there is some social consciousness going on in this book. That's a great thing. So to avoid making this video extremely long, I was going to do a small book haul, but I'll just do that as a separate video. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas is a 4-star read. If you enjoy The Hate You Give, you will enjoy On the Come Up. It's lighter. The Hate You Give makes you cry and weep, and it's just so deep. This is a lighter book, and I am thankful for that. The Hate You Give, I had to stop reading at some point and like mentally get myself together to continue reading it. But On the Come Up is not like that. So again, thank you, Angie, for not giving us such a heart-pounding, emotional book your second time around. This is much lighter. I enjoyed the raps in the book. They're, it was a much easier read emotionally than The Hate You Give. I'm glad I finally read it. I will probably read it again before the end of the year or listen to the Audible. I like to do that. I like to read a book and listen to the Audible because you hear the characters in your head, how you hear them. And I just like to hear the actor who reads the Audibles do those characters as well. If you have read The Hate You Give and you have a difference of opinion, comment below. Let me know. If you have not read The Hate You Give and you've been waiting to do that, read it. Don't put it off as long as I did. This book came out in January and I'm just now reading it, and I pre-ordered it so that I could have it when it was released, and I just got to the book. But a lot has been going on. Again, I want to thank everybody who supported me and sent me loving comments, Miss Andrea, about me losing my job. And just to let you guys know, I'm good mentally, physically, everything is great. If this is your first time at Worth the Read, welcome to the family, the Worth the Read crew. And everybody have a great day. I am currently reading, and I'll probably put it here because I don't have it with me. I'm currently reading My Husband's Girlfriend. I just needed a break. I needed a good, not deep book, just something to read. This is entertainment. I needed an entertainment book after On the Come Up. So this is what I'm reading currently. And thanks, guys. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. If you're in Philly, say what's up. And this is Worth the Read. Peace.